Reality check, man, from your device, you know, it's a unique one, aromatic, realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, no time for distraction. As a people, we have to stay locked in. We have to stay focused. At any time, the Prime Minister of Jamaica can call the general election. No mixed message. The focus is the Prime Minister and the 9 years that him use and take advantage of us as citizens of Jamaica. And one of the wickedest things that the Prime Minister did to us is when the Prime Minister stand on the floor of the Parliament and tell us lie that there was underground criminal elements selling land over there in Burner Lodge, and go over there and take bulldozer and lick down the people in house. Take it to consideration, you know, how hard it is to build a house and how hard it is for the average man in a Jamaica now to build a house. Because remember when the NHT, you know, was created in 1976 under Michael Manley, it was for poor people. The garbage man, the gardener, the chambermaid, the teacher, the nurse, the police, the fireman. It goes on and on and on. They were the set of people who the NHT was put in place to help. And we see where Andrew Holness come along and take the NHT and make it into a big boys league. You have to have 30 and 40, 25 million to own a house. And to see the man go by Clifton and demolish the people in house. I have some footage here that I will present throughout my presentation, so the Jamaican people can fresh up their memory and get on track, because we must hold the Prime Minister and his administration accountable. So as a prosecutor and an independent journalist, my job from here on is to find the Prime Minister guilty of his crime. And I am trying my best to bring a conviction to the people of Jamaica. I will continue to present the people of Jamaica with the 9 years of evidence that I am using to hold Andrew Holness accountable. My viewers and subscribers, I want to take you back on Thursday, October 5th, 2022. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, stand on the floor of the People's Parliament and he briefed the nation about underground criminal elements capturing and selling land over at Burner Lodge in St. Catherine. Remember, guys, because we are using the evidence, it's got to be factual. We're not in the hanky-panky. I am not here for deflection. I am not here to confuse my people. It is the final lap. I have 9 years of evidence that I am using to prosecute my case, so that you, the Jamaican people, will find Andrew Holness guilty anytime him call the general election. So I can't get distracted. and all over the place. Right? So, on Thursday, October 5th, 2022, Prime Minister Andrew Holness stand on the floor of the Parliament and brief the nation and tell the nation that there was underground criminal elements capturing and selling land over by Clifton. He did not stop there. He go as far and name Klansman. So it was Klansman who was doing it. A few weeks later, it turned out to be Suwilin Ward Brown, a principal who lives in Andrew Holness constituency, who happened to be associate with the Jamaican Labour Party, was selling those plots. But the Prime Minister stand on the floor of Parliament and mislead the nation, telling the nation that it was underground criminal elements selling those plots over there, when he knew all along it was his friend Suwilin Ward Brown, the principal in his constituency, who is a Labourite and affiliate with the Jamaica Labour Party. So I am going to start with this clip from TVJ to prove my case, go forward, and then we will follow up with the Prime Minister footage. Take it away.
We begin this evening with a developing story. A school principal has been charged for a number of breaches in relation to the unlawful sale of lands in the Bernard Lodge area of St. Catherine. And police sources say Suwilin Ward Brown has been charged with breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act, POCA, Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act, and the Common Law Conspiracy to Defraud. TVJ News also understands that there are at least 3 other persons of interest in relation to this matter, and the investigations are ongoing. Now, several persons have forked out hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase the illegal lands. Recently, unfinished structures were demolished, while the Prime Minister last week encouraged the owners of the finished homes to cooperate with investigators.
Jamaica, as I just present you with that clip, I am just refreshing your mind what the Prime Minister stand in the Parliament and brief the nation and mislead the nation that it was underground criminal elements selling plot over there and went over there and demolished the people them house. When all along it was a principal who is a friend of the Prime Minister, a principal who is a Labourite, a principal who affiliate with the Jamaica Labour Party. But you tell us it was underground criminal elements and you name the Klansman. But who get charged, Jamaica? Jamaica, who get charged? Suwilin Ward Brown. Suwilin Ward Brown. What happened about the case? I'm telling you, this is one of the most heartless thing that this guy has done when he went over there and demolished poor people's house, knowing that he stand in the Parliament and lie to the nation, mislead the nation, mislead the police, mislead the soldier, mislead the man them pan walk foot, mislead the man them who use the back one front end lifter to demolish the people them house, knowing all along he was lying. This man is ice cold, heartless, vicious, narcissist, self-centered, egoistic, all about himself. So anyway, my viewers and subscribers, I am going to play the Prime Minister now. Because remember, so the principal get charged, you know. I'm just laying out the case, you know, so you can absorb it with ease. Him say a criminal, they sell plot, but it was a principal who get charged. So we will listen to the Prime Minister line of argument inside the House of Parliament. Take it away.
Been plagued by criminal activity. Madam Speaker, our review of the community shows that it is a community that has been captured by criminal gangs. In the area, including the existence of criminal gangs and the capture of communities, Madam Speaker, and our survey we received a report and we have done our own surveillance, and we have discovered that in proximity to Clifton, which is shown, go back one slide, please. So this is the Clifton community demarked in red. Clifton community demarked in red. But just above it, if you're facing it, it would be to your left. This area, has been captured. So, Madam Speaker, the National Security Council, in reviewing the development plan, observed an insidious and growing threat in the area where alleged gangsters were capturing lands in the area adjoining the Clifton community, creating their own informal subdivision and selling these lands under the false pretense of ownership or building on them themselves. We are showing you now some pictures, not the best quality, but you can see what is going on. These are not the structures of poor persons squatting.
Yeah, one of his member in the parliament says, this is not structure of poor squatters. That's what one of his member stated. These houses are not for poor squatters. Anyway, continue.
The capturing, the SEJ has given warning and served notice to cease and desist. The capturing and illegal construction has continued to the point where some 30 structures have been identified. Let me be clear. The government wants every Jamaican to be able to own their own home and a piece of Jamaica. But it must be done orderly and lawfully. This illegal capturing and building on public or private land will not be tolerated. Madam Speaker, in August, when I went to open 2 housing developments in St. Catherine Estate was one, and in that presentation, I alluded to this, and I was very clear that we will not allow the illegal occupation of public lands, capturing them, pretending to sell them under the false pretense of ownership, or building on them. And in particular, Madam Speaker, we will not allow criminal gangs to create communities in this country.
So my viewers and subscribers, remember what he says. We will not allow criminal gangs to take over this country. So, public notice announcement. I am going to play back the clip with the principal who is being charged for selling these plots over there. And remember that this principal is a friend of Andrew Holness. This principal is in the constituency of Andrew Holness. This principal who is a Labourite, and this principal also affiliate with the Jamaican Labour Party. Take it away.
We begin this evening with a developing story. A school principal has been charged for a number of breaches in relation to the unlawful sale of lands in the Bernard Lodge area of St. Catherine. Now, police sources say Sulin Ward Brown has been charged with the breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act, POCA, Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act, and common law conspiracy to defraud. TVJ News also understands that there are at least 3 other persons of interest in relation to this matter, and the investigations are ongoing. Now, several persons have forked out hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase the illegal lands. Recently, unfinished structures were demolished, while the Prime Minister last week encouraged the owners of the finished homes to cooperate with investigators.
Okay, my viewers and subscribers, let's continue with the Prime Minister. As we say now, we are just using the evidence that we have for the past 9 years to try the Prime Minister. That is all that I am doing. Continue.
Madam Speaker, as you see in front of you by the pictures, this illegal capturing and building on the lands compromises the well-laid development plan. It takes away the land designated for agriculture. You will note, Madam Speaker, so go back to the previous slide. Previous slide. All of here that's farming. Likely peppers or tomatoes.
You hear what he just said? They take away the land that designated for agriculture. But remember, when he destroyed those buildings, the following day, he went back over there. And what did he tell those people over there? There is a major development is coming over there that is going to transform everything, where it's going to bring 1,500 units. So you see, the story all along was a lie. The story all along was a lie. What they sell to the Jamaican people, he mislead us and mislead the nation. And this man should be charged for those things, because it was criminal motive behind what he was doing. Anyway, continue.
And this is what has happened with the illegal capture. So, Madam Speaker, aside from the technical and security issues that it poses, all of Jamaica must acknowledge, every single Jamaican must acknowledge that this is just wrong. The government of Jamaica, therefore, will make a stand. And I repeat, Madam Speaker, the government of Jamaica.
I'm glad he used that phrase. Aside from the technicalities, the security issue it poses, all of Jamaica should acknowledge that this is just wrong. The government of Jamaica, therefore, will make a stand and ensure that this does not continue. You want a wickeder man than this? When he knew all along. It is a principal who he is a friend of was selling those plots. A principal that associate with the Jamaica Labour Party. And he went over there and licked down the people them house and lied to us. All in the name of they want the place to develop. And that is the reason why he went over there the following day and he told the people that there's a transformation is coming over there that is going to transform the place, because a development is going to take place with 15,000 units or 1,500 units. You want a wickeder man than this? Anyway, continue Jamaica.
This is not going to be left to
I will
a
repeat,
government agency.
the government, and you hear the baboon them, you hear the baboon them, in chimpanzee them, they knock down this, and they carry on.
No, this is something that the central government of Jamaica must stand up and ensure it does not continue. Absolutely. So, Madam Speaker,
We now leave this to no agency. This is something that the central government of Jamaica must stand up and say this can't continue. You know who is the central government? Andrew Holness is the head of central government. So Andrew Holness orders all of this. So them can't say nobody else do this. Andrew Holness give permission to do this. Central government. Anyway, continue.
directions have been given to the security forces to have a strong presence in the area to treat with any threats from any criminal that may want to interrupt or exercise control or present any obstacle to the government rectifying that situation. So the JDF has deployed a forward operating base.
There is nothing
away
there
from
for
this
the
area,
government to rectify.
and they are doing regular patrol.
No criminal was going to show up there because there was no need for it. Remember, all of this non-criminal not involved in it. A one criminal and a Suilin Ward Brown, the principal, who live in the constituency of Andrew Holness, who is a friend of Andrew Holness, who is affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party. That's the only criminal was selling the plot. The one person who get charged for fraud people over 400 million. Suilin Ward Brown, the friend of the Prime Minister. So there is no way when nobody will go obstruct security over there. But this is the kind of man that we have to deal with. He sell a story and make it look like a goal when it's a lie. Lie from the pit of hell. One of the wickedest things Jamaica has ever seen in our history. Narcissist, man. Egoistic. Self-centered. It's all about me. My investment. My development. Because all along, we have to take them off of this. Because we want it to develop and build up skyscraper and charge 40 million and 30 million. And them kind of money the outer poor people reach. When you destroy what poor people have and knowing that poor people cannot afford the house them what you the bill now. Just think about that, my viewers and subscribers. I am just laying out the case as a prosecutor, an independent journalist. So whenever he call it, the Jamaican people know that it is one choice. And that choice is to put the X beside the head and to get rid of Andrew Holness and his criminal administration. Continue.
And they have created a security blanket, including regular surveillance, drone surveillance, and other forms of surveillance to see whether or not there will be any movement by criminals in those areas. Madam Speaker, tomorrow the government will act to demolish those structures that have been illegally erected. Where, Madam Speaker, we see extenuating circumstances, and I'm going to be as vague as possible, because there will always
Jamaica, I want you to listen what just take place. Madam Speaker, tomorrow the government will act to demolish those structures. And a member of parliament them with him, they knocked and applaud him. Madam Speaker, tomorrow the government will act to demolish those structures. And in parliamentarian them applaud him on by knocking their desks. And all of them know that it was a lie. They mislead the country. Who mislead the people of Jamaica who are at home and who are living in the diaspora abroad. So remember, when you go in at the polling station there, it's not just Andrew Holness, but I'm 49 MP them will always back him on everything that this man do. All when they know that he is lying, like in this situation, they still cheer them on. Anyway, continue, my people.
The circumstances. We are not an evil government. We are not an unthinking and uncaring government. We care. So, Madam Speaker, after we have demolished the incomplete structures, then, Madam Speaker, we will
wicked boy is, man.
Process to deal
with the
structures that are complete and occupied. But clear, they will not be allowed to stand. Madam Speaker, this will be a watershed moment in Jamaica. Yes. It is not the first time that the government of Jamaica has moved to rectify illegal settlement.
They will not be allowed to stand.
But it is the first time.
That's the word of the Prime Minister.
That a settlement, an illegal settlement sponsored by a...
You hear that? Madam Speaker, this will be a watershed moment in Jamaica. You remember of Parliament them in there? Yes. Madam Speaker, this will be a watershed moment in Jamaica. And in 49 jingbangs who were present, cheer him on and say yes. When it was Suwilin Ward Brown was the culprit and the criminal who is a Labourite, affiliate with the Labourite, and is a friend of the Prime Minister, live in his constituency. Continue, my viewers and subscribers.
Will be treated with. I want this, Madam Speaker, to be an example and a warning and a caution to Jamaicans. There are persons who are going around pretending falsely to own government lands or private lands and are selling them, collecting money, and we have seen them come to the Ministry of Housing trying to get title, and when we ask them, so how you came by this land? Well, some obscure person that they can't say is who sold them the land, and they have a receipt. I would say to all Jamaicans, don't get caught in those schemes. Madam Speaker, by tomorrow morning, action will begin to clear these structures. It will follow the requirements of the law faithfully. and we will ensure the
Bro, it
safety
was your friend who was doing it,
and
bro.
security
It's not
of the
Jamaican.
members
It's
of the
Suilin Ward
community
Brown, your
that has
friend.
legitimately recognized for regularization. But we cannot allow this kind of audacious, brazen is a better word, capture, grab of the people's land. Let this be the day, Madam Speaker, to change.
So Jamaica, that was the man. Suilin Ward Brown, school principal, a friend of Andrew Holness, associate with the Jamaica Labour Party, defraud the people over $400 million. And Andrew Holness stand in the parliament and lie to the nation, mislead the nation that there was underground criminal elements selling those plots over there in Clifton. So when I say I don't have time for distraction, I'm not up for that. There is too much to use to hold this man accountable, to make it easier for the people of Jamaica. When them walk in that polling station, there is no hesitation. They know that it is only one choice, and it's to put the X right beside the head. Because of the wicked and evilous act that this man carry out on the people of Jamaica. The Prime Minister Andrew Holness in the House of Representatives on October 5th, 2022. This will be a watershed moment in Jamaica. It is not the first time the government has moved to rectify illegal settlement. But it is the first time that an illegal settlement sponsored by criminal gangs will be treated with. I want this to be an example and a warning and a caution to Jamaicans. This will be a watershed moment in Jamaica, as in 49 people them applaud him in the House of Parliament when he said, it is not the first time the government has moved to rectify illegal settlement, but it is the first time that an illegal settlement sponsored by criminal gangs will be treated with. I want this to be an example. I want this to be an example and a warning and a caution to Jamaicans. That was the Prime Minister's words when he knew all along it was Suilin Ward Brown who was selling these tractors to the Jamaican people. A young lady who affiliates with the Jamaican Labour Party. A young lady who is a friend of the Prime Minister. A young lady who lives in his constituency was selling those plots. But your Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, stand in the Parliament and he misled the nation that it was underground criminal elements was selling those plots over there. And he goes as far to name the criminal elements who he said was selling those plots. And he named the Klansman gang. But it come to our knowledge. So the Klansman that he was talking about is Suwilin Ward Brown, who is a principal in his constituency, who is a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. That's the only criminal that we know charged and are on record. That's the only criminal we know that was charged. So as I stated before, as a prosecutor, making my final argument to the jury and the judge, my job is to find this Prime Minister guilty of his offense. And I must bring to the Jamaican people his conviction. So I will continue to present the 9 years of evidence that I gathered for the Jamaican people. I will continue to do that. When on Thursday, October 5th, 2022, the Prime Minister stand on the floor of Parliament and brief the nation about underground criminal elements who were capturing and selling land over there in Bernard Lodge, Clifton. And he make it be clear that it was Klansman who was selling those plots over there. But it turned out to be, it was Suwilin Ward Brown, a friend of the Prime Minister, a lady who affiliates with the Jamaican Labour Party, a educator, a principal. And the words of the Prime Minister, this will be a watershed moment in Jamaica. It is not the first time the government has moved to rectify illegal settlement. But it is the first time that an illegal settlement sponsored by criminal gang will be treated with. I want this to be an example and a warning and a caution to the Jamaican people. You hear what the Prime Minister said, man? This will be a watershed moment in Jamaica. It is not the first time the government has moved to rectify illegal settlement, but it is the first time that an illegal settlement sponsored by criminal gangs will be treated with. I want this to be an example, a warning, and a caution to Jamaica who are capturing and buying land. But we know it was Suwilin Ward Brown is the only person that was charged, and we don't know what is going on with the case. To my viewers and subscribers, as I laid out my case and I present you with the evidence, the Jamaican people as a jury, it is up for you now to cast your verdict. We don't know when he's going to call it, but whenever he calls it, I turn over the case to you guys. Until then, follow the movement over YouTube, Aromatic Realistic TV. We don't know when we shoot bullseye. We don't give them tabloid, we don't give them gossip. We don't do propaganda. We don't depend on things that we don't do fake news. The things have to be real and real as it can be, because we are bring clarity. You see what I mean? We don't bring down confusion. We don't depend on that. We people them must be educated. We people them have to understand and get the facts what is going on. A long time now them a mislead we. A long time now them a abuse we. And a take with a fool. And every 5 years, then run come around with the same gimmickry. But we're there to set the record straight. So the people them can understand and know that them have a choice this time around. And the only choice is to see the back of Andrew Holness and his Jamaica Labour Party administration. If we want the country to move forward and get a better Jamaica. The word is love. Until then, we know the matic will chat again. The signature word, our donor man, it never change. It remains. Art to love, peace and love out.